What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and take a look at this stimulus check update. These cities and states are offering payments of up to $12,000, and yes, that is $1,000 per month in stimulus checks going out to eligible individuals. And this is your stimulus check update. Now, I'm going to be sharing with you in here the list that they have for cities and states doing this. If you missed my previous video last week, I went through a list of 19 different states that are offering their own forms of state stimulus provisions, stimulus checks, in which people can receive stimulus checks from their states. So remember, there's different levels in which you can receive this. Your city could make you eligible for provisions, your state, some have counties, and also there is the federal level. And right now, people are asking, what about a fourth federal level stimulus check? Well, take a look at this article, you guys. Fourth stimulus checks, whatever happened to the Democrats' push for direct relief? And as you know, right now, Congress is working away on the stimulus package. If you missed my updates, I did 2 earlier this morning. Be sure to check them out as we're hearing from Congress and President Joe Biden on the progress on that package, or the lack thereof. And also, speaking of the lack thereof, there is not included a fourth federal level stimulus check. Well, in this article, we're going to be diving into the details of what we're hearing on a fourth check and where we might see things pick up again. So I'm going to dive right in, get you caught up on the latest on stimulus checks and the latest details we have as of today, October 29th, 2021. But before we dive in, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you appreciate these updates, keeping you up to date on stimulus, Congress, the economy, unemployment, anything having to do with our country or our money, don't forget to take a quick second to smash the like button. I would appreciate it. It helps out a ton. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, I invite you to hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. I'll keep you up to date on everything going on. And if you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3, which is by far the best way to get a hold of me if you have any specific questions. And you guys, right now, I'm doing during the week about 3 videos per day, keeping you up to speed on everything going on. So be sure to check out the updates as they roll out. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in and get you caught up on the latest that's happening with city, state, and federal level stimulus checks. All right, so first up, let's discuss Universal Basic Income, or UBI, in cities and states. So link in the description below to this article that just came out that says stimulus check update. These cities and states are offering payments of up to $12,000. The article says in recent years leading up to the pandemic of 2020, the concept of universal basic income was regarded as a kind of progressive political idea that would never make it into the mainstream. And I know I've heard a lot of people tell me that before the pandemic, they could never imagine stimulus checks or reoccurring universal basic income, just money going out for no reason. They just thought it was something that was a fantasy. And now it is a reality after the pandemic. It's certainly striking, though, how the pandemic seems to all of a sudden make the unthinkable a familiar part of life. Things like face mask mandates, stimulus checks, lockdowns, a broad shutdown of travel, and the idea that people would just get regular checks from the government just because. Since July, for example, the federal government has rolled out all kinds of universal basic income light via the child tax credit payments. It's light in the sense that the checks are temporary. The 6th and final payments will come out in December. Earlier this month, meanwhile, the 4th batch of these payments transferred around $15 billion from the federal government's coffers directly to households of Americans with eligible children. The payments showed up automatically in bank accounts and in mailboxes in the same manner in which would exactly happen with UBI payments and how they would work. It's no wonder that with as popular as the child tax credit payments are, cities and states around the U.S. are now moving to enact similar programs that feel closer to the idea of UBI. Los Angeles, for example, is launching the biggest experiment yet along these lines in the country. The city council there has approved $40 million worth of basic income guaranteed Los Angeles Economic Assistance Pilot, or the Big Leap program, on Tuesday. It will give about 3,000 families currently living in poverty $1,000 a month for 12 months with no strings attached as far as how recipients can spend the money. Eligibility requirements include a rule that applicants must reside in in Los Angeles. They must also be at least 18 years old and have income at or below the federal poverty level. The city of Los Angeles has created the largest guaranteed income pilot in America, leading the nation in bold initiatives aimed at confronting poverty. Also, applications will begin on October 29th. So if you live in Los Angeles and you're watching this and you're at or below the poverty level, you can apply October 29th at 8 a.m. and it runs through November 7th. They're going to be selecting 3,000 families. And take a look here, you guys. Financial Insider posted this on Twitter. Los Angeles is launching the U.S.'s biggest universal basic income pilot. The scheme will pay $1,000 a month to 3,000 families. Now, also, where else is this taking place? Well, take a look here, you guys. Chicago's City Council was poised to vote as soon as Wednesday on a UBI plan that would give up to 5,000 households $500 a month. The state of California has been sending out Golden State Stimulus Round 2 checks for $600 to eligible households. Recipients must earn $30,000 to $75,000 to get checks, and households with children can get an extra $500. The city of Ann Arbor, Michigan is weighing how to spend more than $24 million in stimulus funds. One option under consideration right now is a stimulus check program offering families $500 payments for the next 3 years. In September, Pittsburgh City Council members signaled that their support was there for a similar program. Their 200 low-income residents would get $500 monthly payments for 2 years, which would equate to $12,000 by the end of the program for each recipient. So as you guys can see, Universal Basic Income, or UBI, where people receive monthly reoccurring checks, is gaining in popularity and is having more programs initiated in cities across the nation. So you guys, that is on a city or state level. Be sure to check out my previous videos, as I mentioned, to see what states are offering as well. But let's discuss now what's happening on a federal level for the entire nation as Congress is working away on the next stimulus package. And we're seeing that absent in the framework that was released yesterday is a fourth federal level stimulus check. Well, take a look at this article, you guys, and link in the description below if you'd like to check it out for yourself. This just came out today. Fourth stimulus checks. Whatever happened to Democrats' push for more direct relief? And the article says, President Joe Biden, he signed the American Rescue Plan into effect on March of 2021, depositing a third round of stimulus checks worth up to $1,400 into bank accounts for millions of Americans. In the spring and early summer, many Democrats pushed for a fourth round of stimulus checks on a federal level, which has yet to happen. Not only did it not happen, but the movement for a stimulus payment also seems to have quieted down on the Democrats' agenda. So, what happened? Well, the article says that progressive lawmakers have written letters to President Biden's administration requesting automatic stabilizers, aka stimulus payments that would automatically hit bank accounts of millions of Americans, the fourth round of stimulus and or reoccurring payments until the pandemic ends. Struggling Americans have also created petitions at change.org calling for reoccurring stimulus payments as well. And we've heard that that has hit over 3 million signatures now. Stephanie Bonin, a restaurant owner in Colorado, created the change.org petition asking for $2,000 reoccurring checks until the pandemic ends and the economy improves significantly. The petition currently holds 2.9 million signatures, pushing close to a goal of 3 million in order to become one of the top petitions on change.org. And that, combined with, I think it's 4 or 5 other petitions as well, has totaled about 3.5 million signatures. Almost 1% of the nation's population confirming they approve of reoccurring stimulus checks. While Americans are hopeful more in federal level direct relief will happen, progressive lawmakers haven't really focused on the fourth round of stimulus. Focus has shifted to Biden's infrastructure bill and the reconciliation bill in Congress in recent months. Though the American Rescue Plan continues to provide relief, the child tax credit started on July 15th with the first monthly payments. These are reoccurring checks, but only to parents. The last 2 months of payments of either $250 or $300 monthly, depending on eligibility, occur in November and December on the 15th of both of those months. Also, specific states are giving their residents stimulus checks. As we mentioned, while there's been stimulus money for both struggling homeowners and struggling renters, select food and grocery industry workers are eligible for $600 this fall. The Senior Citizens League also is pushing Congress to approve a one-time $1,400 stimulus check to Social Security recipients. Still, as the pandemic continues, the question still remains, when will Democrats begin to push for another round of federal level stimulus funds to Americans. So you guys, at this time, this article is letting us know that it's currently not on the table. It has not been getting a lot of attention from members of Congress. However, we could see it slipped in at the last minute like we saw with the second stimulus check, which actually made it into the package literally days before getting signed into law. Now, at this time, though, we're not hearing a whole lot about it, and the stimulus package is being reduced in size, which is not a good sign. But also, we have heard from President Joe Biden that there will be another stimulus package in 2022, and whatever is cut out of this current stimulus package will get added into that one. And also, we will see what the state of the pandemic and the country and the economy is at that time, and we'll see if other provisions might get included as well. So you guys, that is the latest on stimulus checks on city, state, and federal levels. That is the stimulus check update, and as more information rolls out, I will be sure to keep you guys up to date here on the channel. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will keep you up to date on everything going on. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second to smash the like button. I would appreciate it. Helps out the channel a ton with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much. Leave your comments, share this out. If you want to come join the viewing community, what we like to call the Ram Fam, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that way you can be updated right away. Right now, I'm doing about 3 videos per day on everything going on with Congress and stimulus, unemployment, the economy. And if you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. That's the best way to get a hold of me if you got any questions, you guys. But with that being said, hope this reaches you well. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.